All right, Coach Ryan here with Elite Fitness and Nutrition. So today, once again, we're talking about having to be at home working out, or maybe even you're lucky enough to be able to get out to the park, but you don't have the equipment you need like you do at the gym. So the next exercise that we're doing a lot of is pull-ups. Those of you who are lucky enough to have something that they can do a pull-up from, okay? So we're gonna show you just some basic progressions of the pull-up, because there's a lot of people out there who can't do a pull-up. Pull-ups are a very difficult body weight exercise. So this is a way you can kind of progress up even if you can't actually do a pull-up yet, okay? So progression 1 is just focusing on your static hang, okay? So we want to be able to control our body when we do a pull-up, which you'll see here later in the later progressions. So I'm going to grip this bar a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, okay? Just a little bit wider, all right? Now, when I hang, I don't want to just hang limp, okay? What I want to do here is I want to think about it like I'm doing a leg raise. I want to kind of squeeze my butt, suck my abs in tight, and my legs are going to kind of kick out in front of me. So I have this little hollow position, and I'm really engaging my glutes and my abs, so I'm not swinging at all, okay? And then I also want to make sure that I'm not just letting my shoulders get sucked up to my ears here. This is pretty uncomfortable. I want to try to imagine like I'm going to pull my shoulder blades down and back together, and kind of, I'm still letting my elbows hang out, okay, but I've got this kind of good posture. I'm not all sucked up here. So that's the first thing you're going to practice. And I like to do this for maybe up to 30 or 40 second hangs, and then that's getting pretty good. All right, so I'm just going to have my legs straight, abs sucked in tight, and I'm just going to allow myself to hang and focus on the breathing, right? Breathing through tension, okay? So then we're moving on to progression 2, all right? So progression 2 is where we're going to need a little bit of a boost. So whether you have a chair or like a bench or a box, or you can jump up, okay, and kind of boost yourself up, we can do a high hang. Same thing, good posture, abs tight, legs straight, and we're just going to hang with that bar right at our chin, okay? A little bit more difficult. And what you'll notice is as you get tough, you might start to sink a little bit down. Stay tight, keep breathing. If you start to sink a little, that's okay. It's just kind of trying to fight it. And you want to make sure you kind of build up your time. So starting with 10 or 20 seconds and working your way up. All right? Then you can start going to your lowering, okay? Where you're going to boost yourself up, right? You can't really pull yourself all the way up yet, but you can hold yourself up there, okay? You can control how slowly you fall down, maybe, just like we did with the push-ups. So I'm going to hop up here, I'm going to bounce up, I'm going to hang, and I'm just going to go down slow for 5 seconds, controlling, maintaining those things we talked about. Then you would just come back up, you would jump up, and then hold slow, 5 seconds. Good posture, abs tight. Notice how my legs are nice and straight and locked out, okay? So that's obviously your third progression. And then from there, you can start to build up to trying actual, okay, pull-ups. Even at that point, you might not be able to do an actual pull-up. So let me show you what you can do to kind of help assist you to the next progression if you're struggling to move on. I have a band here. I like these big, thick stretch bands. These are like my favorite, most versatile gym band. Here's about a medium resistance, okay? So obviously the thicker they are, the more assistance it's going to give you. So if you're a little bit heavier, then you want a bigger band. If you're, a little bit lighter, then you might need a little lighter band so it doesn't shoot you to the moon. Okay, so we're just going to wrap it, pull one end through the other, right? So we can still maintain our posture. We're going to pull this band and put our foot all the way in the band and stretch it down. It'll stretch, okay? Now, if you've got somewhere higher up where you can't really reach up there without a box, you're going to have to stand on a box and do the same thing, all right? And then I can go through any of the progressions I want. So I can hang, right? I can boost up, and I can hold. I can go down slow for my 5 seconds, or I can even knock out some actual pull-ups there, okay, at any point. So this is just your modification, just like elevating your surface for your push-ups, all right? Now, here's the creative part, so bear with me. If you do not have a pull-up bar, you can still practice some of these same techniques, okay? So, the first one we're going to do is we're basically just going to do the same thing, but instead of being vertical, now we're going to be horizontal, all right? And I like this because even if you can do pull-ups, this is a great way to train your body, to engage your lats, engage your abs, engage the right muscles when you're hanging. So even if you can do it, you might try this first and then start going to your pull-ups, okay? And you might notice that improvement in technique. Remember, that's what it's all about right now, is finding ways to really work on some technique stuff. All right, so I'm going to lay on my back here, and I'm basically essentially just going to be in a pull-up position. So I've got my grip a little bit wider than my shoulders, above my head. Now, when I start my hang, remember, I want to maintain tight position. So my shoulders are down and back, my abs are tight, all right? So I'm just going to go into this little chin tucked in, and I'm just going to raise that bar about 4 to 6 inches off the ground, raise my feet about 4 to 6 inches off the ground, and just hold this strong position. I'm really thinking about squeezing this bar and trying to squeeze these muscles, like imagine like I'm hanging right there, okay? One of the things that helps with this too is making sure you keep your low back pressed into the ground. You're really going to feel those abs kick in as you squeeze down and hold, okay? So you can do that for reps of like 5 seconds, right? You can come up, hold and breathe through tension, 5 seconds, relax back down. Come back up, hold. So you can do a few few reps of 5 seconds or so. I like about 5 seconds. That allows me to get a good inhale, good exhale, and breathe while I maintain that tension. Then you can get a little creative here, right? So I can actually see if I can maintain that form and that breathing while going through my actual movement pattern for a pull-up, okay? So all I'm doing is training my body to engage the right muscles, breathe properly as I pull down. Okay, let's see if we can do all 3 of those things at the same time. We're going to do 5 reps instead of 5 seconds. So I'm just going to tuck up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then relaxing back down. Okay, so you can do a few sets of 5 reps there, maybe a little longer rest because that is a little bit longer hold. All right, so that's just like I said, trying to maintain abs by pressing your low back, glutes are tight, squeezing those lats as you pull down. All right, you should be able to engage muscles without weight. You should be able to mentally load your body. That's what really helps you in the weight room. All right, so now we can get really creative and we can take that same band and we can now, instead of taking off resistance, this band is going to help us add resistance, okay? So all I'm going to do is tie this sucker around and loop it through. Now, be careful. You don't want to break your band in half. And there's some other creative ways that you can do this, okay? So you can take your band, you can tie it up like I have here, but you got to be careful you have something strong so you don't snap it in half. Or you could even unloop it, all right? And then you could just come around, double right here, right? Let's do it that way. But like I said, either way works. You just have to pay attention to what are you using. All right, we're not trying to make this crazy difficult. We're just trying to add a little bit of tension. Okay, so let's just try that. So you can see I have it kind of double hooked right there. All right. So all I'm going to do here is get in my same position, and I'm just doing that little raise we just talked about right there. Oops, gotta get the bar. Make sure you got your bands a little bit even there. There we go. Feeling good. All right, I got my position. So once again here, everything feels nice and even on my pull. And I'm just going to come up and I'm just going to pull out. 1. Oops, let's get a little bit more over here. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. All right. So, as you can see, you got to finagle around a little bit. I had to move my chains out of the way and kind of adjust just right. So make sure you got your space. But those are just some ways that you can get on the ground and work on your pull-ups as well. Okay? So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope some of this stuff helps you with your at-home workouts. Keep with it. We'll be back soon. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.